日か。いつの間に。
初めからですよ。イタチさんの車輪ガンを見たとき、すぐにあなたは技術の中。
Boy, if you don't... Anime glaze is getting ridiculous. If you don't know what glaze is, just know it's when you gas someone up way too much. And now it's just been running rampant all over the anime community. In this video, I'm gonna go over some of the craziest glaze moments in anime, but we are not gonna be going with the obvious picks like Satoru Gojo or Sung Jin Woo. Alright, we're gonna go a tiny bit more niche, not too niche though. But anyways, subscribe if you haven't already, let's get into this. Alright, so delving into the world of Naruto, there are just some things that are blatantly unfair. This show will genuinely try to convince you that everybody has great jutsu, which are basically your powers, and everyone can basically have the same equal amount of potential, which is genuinely not true. Because we definitely have 3 different types of jutsu users. One, we have the bottom of the barrel, people like Rock Lee, who really just have no chakra whatsoever and basically can't do anything except fight with their fists. Then we have stage 2, basically people with some pretty solid jutsus like Jiraiya, who could just summon things. And then we have stage 3, the hereditary jutsus. These are basically abilities you can only get if you get extremely lucky when you're born or you're born into a specific clan. And best believe, if you ever run into anyone with a visual type jutsu, just tell your family that you love them, bruh. Because it's genuinely over for you. If somebody has the Sharingan or the Rinnegan, it's genuinely over. I will say that twice. Now let's introduce a Sharingan user, Sasuke Uchiha. Now this is not the guy I'm going to be talking about, by the way. But essentially when this man first came into the show, he was being glazed. People were saying that this man was the next prodigy of the Hidden Leaf Village. Little did you know, there was genuinely someone even better than him. See, one of the things in life is what do you do when someone is basically you except the better version of you? Welcome to the Itachi Uchiha experience. Sasuke was the best in his class and #1 after every exam, while Itachi graduated early. Sasuke was an advanced user of the Sharingan, while Itachi was literally untouchable. Because by the time you get to see Itachi's abilities in the show, it gets genuinely ridiculous. Basically, this man Itachi wouldn't even complete his drills. 90% of the time, he was going for clips. And in 99% of this man's fights, he doesn't even move. #1, Genjutsu spammer, the reality shifter. And one great example of this is the Deidara vs Itachi fight. Now this is where they pull up with the Akatsuki, which is basically one of the most infamous villain groups in anime. And they're trying to recruit this guy Deidara, right? Deidara pulls up, he's talking hot, he's like, I'm not gonna join, I'm that guy. Basically, he squares up with Itachi. If he wins, he doesn't have to join the Akatsuki. But if Itachi wins, then Deidara has to join. Well, genuinely, they square off, right? And Deidara thinks he's winning this fight. He's already got Itachi trapped. But just before he decides to take him out, Itachi tells him to take a good look at himself. And what happens after that is straight history. Because we then proceed to find out that Deidara was never ahead. He was stuck in a Genjutsu. And of course, Itachi does this. Boy, if you don't... Not only is this straight up ridiculous, but I'm even gonna take this opportunity to coin a new term. I'm gonna be calling this aura stealing. Alright, if you hear the phrase anywhere else, it came from this video. This is essentially when an aura user proceeds to take somebody else's aura and utilize it to their advantage. Because holy moly, there was absolutely zero need to have the golden sunlight shining through as you stand, basking in the sunlight. No reason to be doing all that, bro. Genuinely having another man saying your eyes are beautiful because you're that overpowered. And I will stand on this hill, Itachi was a 10 times colder character than Sasuke. Now I won't lie, I haven't seen all of Naruto yet, but I will stand on that hill because when Itachi and Sasuke decided to face off, it was genuinely crazy. They were throwing hands. Because Sasuke pulls up on Itachi and genuinely looks like he's about to win the fight in the first 10 seconds. But then we have one of the most infamous aura farm, aura stealing moments in anime history. Because just as Sasuke is about to finish the job, Itachi hits him with this.
I have one final thing to ask of you.
Boy, if you don't... And as you can see, bro is somehow managed to take this opportunity to steal all of Sasuke's aura and sit on top of a throne. How is he doing this, bro? What did he see? Like, genuinely, this man cannot be serious. And he just keeps getting away with this the entire show. This is crazy because before I even saw Naruto, I would just see random pictures of Itachi everywhere and a bunch of crows, and now with the context, I finally understand the man is cold. My next pick, this might be a little bit niche, but introducing Tatsuya Shiba. I want you to think of some of the worst anime tropes. I think the number one that comes to mind is an isekai, right? You know, anime character, they get unalived, they get transported to some whimsical gaming world where they're super overpowered and fight the Demon King or something. Now let me introduce you to an anime trope that's even worse than isekai. OP protagonist goes to high school. Misfit of Demon King Academy, Chivalry of a Failed Knight, Classroom of the Elite, and now introducing the Irregular at Magic High School. All of these have the same thing in common. Overpowered protagonist dominates high school. Now all you need to know in the Irregular at Magic High School world, right, is that everybody has these certain abilities, right? But as the trope goes, Tatsuya Shiba walks in and he's genuinely a biologically engineered superhuman weapon. I kid you not, these are literal high school kids versus a force of nature. Now off rip, Tatsuya Shiba is genuinely overpowered. Not only is he by far the smartest character in the series, but he genuinely has no rivals throughout the entire show. See, another thing about one of these OP protagonist goes to high school tropes, right, is that there's always, and I mean always, an inter-high school tournament. I could talk about other shows that do this that are in the same trope. I mean, Asterix War, that show was some buns, but it did the exact same thing. And past this, they are gassing this one dude, claiming that he could be the one to rival Tatsuya Shiba. And genuinely, they start squaring off, right? And he's trying to get rid of Tatsuya immediately. But Tatsuya, you know, he's bobbing and weaving. He's genuinely overpowered, right? So, you know, he's dodging everything. Then all of a sudden, his opponent uses an illegal move against him. Doesn't restrain any amount of his force. And is genuinely about to unalive this man Tatsuya. And in an absolute Glaze moment, somehow manages to survive. The man genuinely jumps in the air, catches the weapon, shoots at every single target, gets hit a little bit, does a self-restoration technique, and then ends it off with this, bruh. This man genuinely, in front of everybody watching live on television, clicks in his ear and wins the fight. Boy, if you don't... And this was supposed to be his rival, by the way. Oh yeah, and classic OP protagonist goes to high school trope. He doesn't have emotions, he's tall, he's the best in the show, he pulls all the hers. I mean, what more could this guy genuinely do? The only thing that's actually stopping me from recommending this show is number one, the power system is way too confusing, and number two, the protagonist has some weird relationship with his sister. What are we doing, bruh? The author was definitely a gooner. But don't get it mistaken, bruh, this manga sold 25 million copies in Japan. Son. And last but not least, our third aura spammer, Akashi. Now I'm gonna take us to the world of Kuroko no Basket. I just want you to think about what it would be like to be a side character in this series, because it's genuinely over for you, because there are 5 to 7 people in the show who are just levels above everybody else, called the Generation of Miracles. Genuinely some of the most OP characters to ever exist in any sports anime. Just know if you come up against one of these guys, it's over. Just think about this. You're a genuine side character minding your own business, and when you see somebody with dyed hair and multicolored eyes, just know it's over for you. Introducing Akashi, or in other words, the show glazes him by calling him the Emperor, because he possesses the Emperor Eye, which by the way isn't even realistic, because the rest of the show actually makes sense, like people actually have real genuine abilities, but this guy has the ability to instantly ankle break anyone. Like genuinely, what are you supposed to do against this, bruh? And this guy has some sort of ego complex, because he's playing against this other team, right? And he's genuinely figuring out all their moves before it happens, catching the ball mid-air on some ridiculous timing, walking past individuals and dropping them on the ground at 5'6". And did I forget he also dunks too? And genuinely, it just gets to a point, bro. Like imagine you're in high school and you genuinely come out of an English class and you get told you're gonna be playing against Akashi. Boy, if you don't... You search up his highlights and it's just people dropping to the ground. Like, that's it. I'm off the team, bro. You're gonna get clipped and posted on TikTok, bro. Like with any of the guys in this video, imagine it's your first day as a shinobi for the Hidden Leaf Village, and they're just like, "Hi, nice to meet you. Your first day, you're gonna be fighting against Itachi Uchiha of the Sharingan." Yeah, I quit, bro. But anyway, that's some of the most ridiculous Glaze moments in anime. I want you guys to know, do you agree with this list or disagree? And what characters would you have picked for this? Because this is genuinely ridiculous. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to follow my other socials at Hyperstrides on Instagram and TikTok. You guys are the best, and see ya.